Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sallystampers. Thank you for joining me today. Can you believe it's October already? Seriously, I don't know where these months are going just lately. Today I am bringing you my bath bomb or cupcake box. I bought, I think it was maybe last year or the year before, I bought a couple of bath bombs and they were a really big size and I was seriously struggling to get them in a box or a bag. And then equally I've been baking quite a bit recently as well. In fact, actually you could probably get a stack of cookies in there too. So it is a multi-use box. As you can see, I've only decorated the sides, but I've left that nice window sheet in the top so you can actually see what's inside. I've not added any tags or labels or sentiments or anything like that because this can be obviously adapted to be made for Christmas. I've only got a couple of weeks left of my non-Christmas projects left, so I wanted to make the most of it. The cat's come in to help today. So yeah, so I just thought, why not go all out with some bright pink project. I did make it in centimetres. It pretty much is the same size. Yeah, there's not really much to it at all. It's maybe a fraction, I can't even get it to line up now, yeah, maybe just a fraction deeper that way, but other than that it's the same. Yeah, I mean, it's, as I say, I've sort of not put the window sheet in, etc. It is just the very basic box, but yeah, I made it in centimetres. So yeah, so let's go ahead and make it, because it is really simple, but because it's so big you need to use two pieces. So this is for the actual box itself that slides inside. So you need two pieces that are 7.5 by 7 inches. And then you're just going to do the same with both pieces. Now, did I use a shim? That is the magic question. No, I didn't. Okay, so no shim required here. So on the long side, which will be the 7.5, sorry, or 19.5 by 18 centimetres. So on the long side, we're going to score at 3.5 and 7. Then we're going to rotate it clockwise and we're going to score at 3.5. So again, on excuse me, the long side, we're going to score at 3.5 and 7, and in centimetres that will be 9 and 18 centimetres. Rotate clockwise, make sure you rotate the same way on both pieces or it won't work. And then the short side we're going to score at 3.5, which is 9 centimetres. So you should have two pieces that are the same with these little edges on the right hand side. Okay, so we're going to fold and burnish those. And then do both of them. It's really quite a simple project really, but I think it's really good. And as I say, I think it would be great sort of made into a festive one as well. So with your tab on the right hand side, so we're going to cut these bottom sections up and we're going to get rid of this section here. So I'm going to repeat that on this one. So you're cutting up the centre score line to the horizontal, and then we're going to get rid of the skinny piece on the right, just on the bottom. Okay, so you've just got two little flaps here on the right hand side at the top. The bottom section has gone. We're then going to add our adhesive to one of these flaps here, and then we're just going to join these two up. Now just make sure that you've got the top level and your score line level here, and then I'm going to do exactly the same on this one, and then I'm just going to fold it over and bring this one over the top. Okay, so there is your cube, and then it's up to you to decide where you want the front or the back, but to be fair, there's two joins, so it really doesn't make a massive amount of difference. So I'm going to pop this one in, and then I'm just going to run a little bit of adhesive over the top there, And likewise here, I'm actually just going to run a piece diagonally to hold that in place. And then my last piece, come on, thank you, is just, I'm adding it to all 3 sides there. Okay, so that is my box. You may have wondered why I haven't added my DSP, and that's because it only goes on 2 sides and I wanted it to be made up before I did that. So I have already gone ahead and layered mine up ready. So it's the Expressions in Ink DSP, the brushed metallic cardstock. I don't know if you can see, it sort of has lines on it. I don't know if you can see that. The DSP, so the foil squares are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, which is 8 1/2 by 8 1/2 centimetres, and then the DSP is 3 inch by 3 inch, which is 8 by 8 centimetres. You need 4, as you can see, and then when you adhere these, you only need to put them on opposing sides. So that one is going to go there, miss one, so now that's there. I'm going to add mine to this side. Okay, so that one goes in there. So that's my base made ready. I don't need them on this side because that will be hidden by the sleeve of the box. Okay, so I'm going to pop that to one side. So now I want to make the sleeves. So you need 2 more pieces of cardstock now that are 7 1/2 by 3 9/16, 9.1 by 19.7 centimetres. Crumbs nearly had a clatter then. And I'm going to have to use my trimmer for this one because of the score lines. So you need to score the long side of both pieces at 3 9/16. So it's just the mark after the halfway sign, and then at 7 1/8. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. So on the long side, 3 9/16 or 9.1 centimetres, and then 7 1/8, which will be 18.2 centimetres. Okay, I'm only going to leave my trimmer to one side because I am going to need it in just a second. So I'm going to fold and burnish these, and then I need to add my window sheet. So obviously these are going to be adhered together. You can do that now or at a later date if you wish. So I'm going to stick mine together now. Okay, but I'm not going to add that part to it yet because I want to add my window sheet. Now, it's easier to cut your window sheet into a square that doesn't have one of these tabs or flaps, because when you, so if you look, so now this one has a tab adhered to it, as does that one. So ideally you need to pick that one or that one. So it doesn't really matter which one you go for. I'm going to go for this one. Now, if you prefer to do this with a pencil, score, whichever you prefer, that's fine. I can't remember now what depth I did for this. So it's 1 centimetre, roughly 1/2 inch, dependent on which way you work. So what you want to do is measure 1 centimetre or 1/2 inch in from the sides, and then you're going to score. You can do it by eye, so I'm going to put this score line at the 1 centimetre mark. I'm then going to come in with my blade, and I'm just going to sort of cut a mark in the middle. I'm not going too close because I don't know my depth here. This is where you obviously have the option here whether or not to mark it, cut it, etc. So I'm going to do the same this side. So again, just pop that in, give it a slight cut, and then we're going to do the same this way, but this proves a little harder because you've obviously got the extra card in. Make sure you line it up. So I've got another mark just here, so I know that it's lined up. And then you can simply, oh, I can't do that now. Maybe you shouldn't have stuck them together. That would be a wiser option. I'm going to have to press that down to get my blade to work, but there's a mark on your blade as well, so you can line up. Obviously, if you want to die cut, then feel free to die cut. I don't like to die cut simply because I find that when you do, unless you're using a fresh blade or you're adding a sheet of paper in between, you get impressions on your cardstock and it doesn't make it quite so pretty. Okay, and then all you need to do is just go back, and this really doesn't take that long, and you can just finish off those lines to the edges. So 1 centimetre mark, and then line it up, and then it should, famous last words, it should just pop out. If you've not quite caught it, obviously just get those snips in there just to finish that cut off, to make sure it's neat, and there you go. And then all you need to do is add your window sheet, which is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. You can either roll your adhesive all the way around, you can use tear and tape. I quite like to use glue dots to hold these in place. So I'm going to pop one in the corner there. So one in each corner is probably a good place to start. Obviously this does take a fraction longer than just running tear and tape or adhesive or wet glue or whatever you wish. And then I'm just going to pop one in the centres just to make sure it's held in place. Okay, let's get rid of that. Pop your window sheet on top. So I'm just really lining it up with the glue dots at this point so that I've not got any adhesive showing. Give it a good press to make sure it stays down. There you have it. So now I know that my panels for DSP need to go either side. So I do apologise that I did have a lovely lady comment on one of my messages, one of my tutorials recently, saying could I stop using abbreviations. I guess you do get very used to using the abbreviations for things when you've used it for so long. So DSP is Designer Series paper, which is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful paper that I use. To be fair, I don't know of any other abbreviations that I do use. So if I do use any and you're not sure, then just ask and I will do my best to assist. So yeah, so I'm just going to literally fold this over, just make sure it stays lined up. Okay, so there's my, now for the moment of truth. Obviously don't slide it in this way, you slide it in with your panels, your plain panels on the inside, and then I'm just trying to be careful with it. Slide, oh my crumbs, I'm being that careful, I'm just not really doing it. There we go. And so now you have your beautiful panels on all four sides. You have that really pretty top showing. And then last but not least, I've used the gorgeous open weave ribbon and obviously I'm putting the ribbon round the open side, not round the complete side, because that would be hilariously ridiculous. And then just ensure my ribbon is at equal length, and then just tie your bow. And obviously if you want to fill it with cookies, I actually have got some cookies in the kitchen right now. But yeah, you can either fill it with cookies or, I say, bath bombs or cake, anything really. Anything. Oh, it sounds like somebody's drilling nearby. That's handy today, isn't it, when I'm doing my tutorials? And you can leave your ribbon trails as long or as short as you want. But there we have it. Those are my cookie bath bomb cupcake boxes. Hope you like them. Pale papaya, polished pink. Thank you for joining me. See you all again soon. Bye.